Hi, this is Jovan Aret, and today we will going to discuss about the administrative and office management. Ngayon, para mas maintindihan natin yung the administrative and office management, alamin muna natin yung apat na bahagi nito. Ang una is the record management. Second, the general services management. Third, human resource management. And the fourth, budget and accounting management. Ngayon, pag-usapan muna natin yung una, yung records management. By definition, the records management is the efficient and systematic control of the creation, receipt, distribution, use, maintenance, storage, and disposal of records. Now, we will discuss about the purpose of the records management. The purpose of the records management is to establish and maintain a framework of uniform record-keeping practices. Second, effective retention. Third, to have effective disposal processes. Fourth, to have efficient process of storing and retrieving records. Fifth is management of records, legal agreements, consultancy, training, education, and archiving. Now, what are the functions of a record unit in an organization? The first of the functions of a record unit in an organization is the identification of quality records. So, ano ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin nito na records have to be of quality and completeness. Ibig sabihin, quality records must be comprehensive, accurate, adequate, complete, understandable, usable, and authentic. Ang isa pa sa function ng record unit sa isang organization ay ang creation of records. Ibig sabihin, all personnel may generate quality records in the course of performing their normal duties. Such records are identified within an appropriate classification scheme. Ang isa pang function ng isang record unit sa isang organization ay to conduct inventory of records. The organization's record unit must do inventory of the records. It is because the inventory of records is used as the source documenting the preparation of the records, disposition schedule, and classification and filing scheme. Inventory of records is done quarterly using the prescribed form. The next one is the transfer of records. A record unit must identify inactive or non-current records of offices and transfer it to the RMO on January of every calendar year for final disposition management. The next is the records retention and disposition. Records retention is the period of time that a record is kept to satisfy administrative, legal, fiscal, and historical requirements of that public record. And when the retention is over, that public document will undergo to proper disposal. The last one is the records preservation. Ibig sabihin, the management must take all the actions to preserve and prevent the deterioration and damage of permanent and archival records. Ibig sabihin, gagawin lahat ng management para ma-preserve, hindi masira yung mga records na hinahawakan nila. Ayan. Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin yung process ng records management. We will identify the several steps in records keeping and records management. The first step is the authorized agency user will upload a document or documents by batch into the system and select a corresponding document type that contains pertinent data about the document. The document or the documents will be assigned a unique identifier. Step 2. The authorized agency user may attach a digital signature to the document. Step 3. As the authorized agency user uploads a document, corresponding metadata readily available will be captured by the system and can also be encoded. Step 4. The owner of the document, the one who uploaded it, and the administrator shall grant permissions to other users to view or read the document. And then the step 5, upon uploading the document, the authorized agency user will start an existing workflow that can be inside the agency, or what we call intra-agency workflow, and across agency, or what we call inter-agency workflow. As the document goes through each activity, a version history is provided when the document has been revised, especially when authorized agency users collaborate on a specific document. Step 6. An uploaded document can be reviewed and possibly approved. If the document is disapproved, it will be revised and will undergo review again. Step 7. Once approved, the finalized document will then be transferred to the records management site and can be declared as an electronic record. Step 8. The specified authorized agency user will set the record's retention period or disposition schedule. Step 9. When the record is about to reach its disposition schedule, the authorized agency users will be notified that this record is a candidate for disposal. Step 10. The concerned site manager can make a query on candidate records for disposal and make the necessary requests to the NAP or the National Archives of the Philippines for approval. Step 11. The NAP personnel will then process the request and NAP may approve or disapprove the request. Step 12. If approved, corresponding action will be done by the NAP and the system will wait for this event for proper disposition. And now, for the last step, from uploading until remove or archive, a log file will be updated indicating what was done to the record, whether it is archive, dispose, or retain. This log file will be part of the report module as one of the reports generated by the system and can only be accessed by the administrators, such as the agency site manager for their own agencies and the NAP for archives. Now, what are the possible problems and challenges that may occur in records management? One of the possible challenges and problems is the lack of resources, lack of awareness. We know that no organization is infallible. Digital record keeping in the public sector can be adopted inappropriately. Any records management system needs careful thought to their local capacity and the legal requirements for evidence. Whether from a state or local level, departments may work independently of each other, and so a departmental system architecture isn't always the best approach. When pressed for targets and time, full analysis is often skipped in favor of the quick solution. The public sector organizations may not be aware that an important record exists or it has been lost, stolen, or destroyed. Without a reliable records management system, administrative efforts are wasted, creating unnecessary duplicates. As a solution, public sector actors need to consider the ongoing cost, including storage of records, paper or electronic. They must use the latest in capture technology for digitizing paper government records. An experienced process management company can also help identify blind spots in the document and data handling process. Another problem that may occur is the unauthorized public sector records and manipulation. This problem occur due to lack of security. Electronic records can be easily altered and overwritten by unauthorized employees. As a solution, there should be a tight hierarchy of access or cybersecurity procedure. In addition, identifying the original person responsible for the record when a record is produced and why is the key to finding out if there are any suspicious edits to the file. The next one is the assigning responsibility in maintaining government records. Electronic records can be lost when there is not a clear policy on who oversees the protection and updating of records. There is even higher risk of error and inaccuracy when separate payroll and personnel databases are merged. As a solution, robotic process automation solutions can guarantee the accuracy while maintaining records. As a bonus, it also saves workers time by automating manual tasks. Another problem that may occur is the duplication of efforts in public sector. To avoid the duplication of efforts that also cause a lot of time wasted, there is a need of accurate staff numbers, details of their grade and promotions, and their location. It's important to keep care HR public sector records so that no tasks or occupations are duplicated. The last one is the inaccurate data and incomplete e-discovery. Useful information should be retrievable from archival repositories. For example, a government body may need decades-old blueprints to help plan for government building renovations. The tricky part is in discovering these records. They are not transferred to archives until they cease to be of immediate administrative use. If there is a lapse or uncharted records retention policy, or if e-discovery software is inadequate, the task becomes monumentally more difficult. Worst, projects can be based on incomplete information. As a solution, workflow automation for government can help these tasks run on time without human intervention. How should data privacy be implemented in records management? The Data Privacy Act of 2012 or the Republic Act number 10173 is an act protecting individual information in information and communication system in the government and the private sector, creating for this purpose a National Privacy Commission and for other purposes. Now, what are the scope of this act? Gaano kalawak ang saklaw nito? Ayon sa batas, ang saklaw ng act na ito is the processing of all types of personal information. At sino-sino naman yung sakop ng act na ito? Ang sabi, any natural and juridical person involved in personal information processing. Now, what is a personal information? Personal information refers to any information, whether recorded in a material form or not, from which the identity of an individual is apparent or can be reasonably and directly ascertained by the entity holding the information, or when put together with other information would directly and certainly identify an individual. Ngayon, bakit kinakailangan protektahan ang mga public records? First, public records are essential to the administration and operation of all government offices, whether national or local, including GOCCs and government financial institutions. The public records also contain information which allows government programs to function, provide officials with a basis for making decisions, and ensure continuity with past operations. Another reason why we should protect public records is it's because protection of those public records is also the protection of the rights of the citizens and provide citizens with a means of monitoring government programs, and those public records also helps the citizens to measure the performance of public officials. Those public records also reflect the historical development of the government and of the citizens which it serves. Those public records should be preserved in a systematic management so that a record is ready to access to have an efficient and economical operation in the government. A public record should undergo to the proper life cycle of record before its disposition. When a public record is a candidate for disposal, under the Implementing Rules and Regulation of the Republic Act 9470, Article 36, no officer, member, or employee of any agency of the government, whether national or local, or any political subdivision thereof shall destroy, sell, or otherwise dispose of any public records or printed public document in such person's care or custody or under such person's control without first having secured authority from the National Archives of the Philippines of their nature and obtain its authorization. To have an extensive explanation about the Data Privacy Act of 2012, please watch the first two videos in this channel. Okay, that was the overview of the records management. See you in the next video and thank you for watching.